to provide.
Wait a minute.
Sacrifices some time so that I could.
Hold on, Sydney. Wait a minute. The way that this internet is messy, I'm in here minding my business, looking at post-election information, making my own videos. And who does YouTube suggest me watch? Podcast, My Cup is Full with Sydney Castillo, right? I love the way he tells this story. Listen, there is a podcast called My Cup is Full, Sydney Castillo. The name of the episode is Just Niche Made Everybody Cry. It just dropped apparently 9 hours ago. Just right now today, post-election. First of all, internet, you messy. Because how did you... I haven't watched this podcast in a couple weeks. So I've been doing my own healing and working myself out of this depression. And actually, he's one of the reasons that I got out of the house. The very first thing that I did to get myself out of this stress was to take myself to a comedy show. And I saw his headline and I was like, okay, oh, that's right up the street, first of all. Second of all, it's a Black man I want to go support. Didn't really know who he was, didn't do my Googles, didn't do my research, just went to the show. So as I walk into the Dallas Comedy House, Dallas Comedy Club, Deep Ellum, downtown Dallas, and I'm about to show my QR code so I can get in the show, guess who emerges to my right out of some secret door? And I'm like, oh, that's the headliner. He ducks out of he's tall, ducks out of the threshold of the door. And I happen to look over because there's a tall Black man coming out of the wall that I'm not expecting. Secondly, I'm like, oh, I recognize who that is. So he looked over. Of course, I had on a hat. I didn't have on this hat, but I had on a hat, as always. And so he's like, oh, how you doing? You look nice. And so I'm like, I know you. What are you doing out here? Like, you're headlining. I'm a new fan, and I've come to see the show. So I'm looking forward to the show. He's like, okay, mama. Hit me with the mama. I was like, okay. Now I'm vested. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I got to see what the show is about. I didn't know anything about him or what his story was. The way that he told his story, I've never cried in a comedy show. My heart has never jumped out of my chest with compassion because of, I'm not going to cry talking about this. Yeah. So anyway, straighten up. Got there, he had the conversation with the audience and brought us into this world of what he has experienced and what he's been dealing with. And I'm like, I'm in that same spot. And I'm here in the dark by myself, treating myself to a comedy show to laugh. And here I am crying and laughing at the same time, feeling like an insane person. Thank you, Sydney. So at the end, I'm like, I've got to meet this guy. He had, great people that came in and did the prelim and
saying to say it be thoughtful. Like listen, I'm not gonna hold you.
That is thoughtful.
Like in Dallas, this one woman said,
you know what she's thinking about?
What?
Smashing Sydney. The whole 4 pages. Okay. The last time I wrote a nigga a letter, I was in love. I'm just gonna tell you that.
One lady did this was fun. I think I said this before, and I was in Dallas, and lady goes to me look, dog, we grown. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But she was like. She was trying to take a picture to meet and greet. I said, okay. She came to take a picture. I said, how you doing? And I said, how you doing? You're like, what's your name? And she said, I just retired from doing my own business of 26 years. And now I like to travel the world. Maybe you could be my plus one.
Ooh.
Then took the picture.
I love that.
Then left, right? Then came back and cut in line and was like, I'm sorry, my picture was blurred. Can I get one more? I said, yeah. Then she stuffed something in my pocket. Swear to God. And I was like, okay. Took the picture. She left. I'm thinking maybe she left her number. It was $5.
I thought it was $100.
Then I looked at the $5 maybe she wrote her information on the $5 bill. No.
Oh,
so then I didn't know how to feel.
it was worth getting out. Now, what you don't know is that I had not made any money for like 3-4 weeks. was at my very end, and I'm like, I just refuse to sit in here and melt. So I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna treat myself to this. I'm gonna Uber myself up here. I'm gonna order this 2-item minimum that they require. Fine. They didn't give me my fries, but anyway, that's a sidebar. Had a little conversation. But I'm just like, you know what? I can't stay in this place. Like, losing a parent, losing your grandparents, losing your business of 8 years. I love the way he tells the story. It makes it sound so amazing. I sound amazing in the story. But after dissolving a business of 8 years, surviving the pandemic, then come, the top of the year, lost my child's father, and then lost my aunt 2 months later. Then my mom was diagnosed with cancer. Like, it has been a nonstop. And I was going to get to these stories later on my channel, but since we're here. So I'm just like, I relate. I'm connected. I'm so happy I found this comedy show, and at the right time. You know how that is? You're watching something and you're like, dang it, that was here literally yesterday and I missed it. I was so excited that I finally made it somewhere on time and didn't miss the move, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to look this guy up. I'm going to follow the podcast. He had on his hoodie, had on his merch. So I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to support this, but I do want to get my picture and put it up on my business page. Help push the support and introduce my audience to him, right? So I get in line, I take the picture. I'm so busy cheesing, and I haven't smiled in about a month at this point. So I'm so busy cheesing and smiling to him that, y'all, the way that I look in these first pictures, and I might have to go ahead and stitch them in and just tell them myself, I was like, these pictures will never see the light of day. They'll never see the light of day. Because what is this face I'm making? I'm like, my neck is craned up because he's so tall and I'm talking to him. Apparently the lady's already taking the pictures as I'm talking. My mouth is doing something weird. I'm turned to the side. All of my cortisol stress is pushed out in my stomach. So I'm just like, y'all will never see these. You'll never see these pictures. So yeah, I'm like, at the end, I'm like, you know what? I love people like this, that you could be so transparent and can be so honest and so authentic and real. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to peace out in just a minute. And so it would be great, since he's doing a lot of traveling. He's such a genuine sweeper. Not that I'm anybody. He don't know me from a can of paint. But I don't even know how this even jumped out my body. But it had already been said before I could hear what I had just said. And he kind of gave me a look. He kind of gave me a look. And I was just like, what did you even just say to this man? This is virtual. You are strangers. You are strangers. But anyway, I went back to look at the pictures and I'm like, oh no, this will never do. If I'm gonna promote him, I can't be looking crazy. So let me double on back. But my heart for his story and what he had just said, and my heart for him and the things that he experienced with the person busting up his place after he gave them and opened up his heart and his home. I was just like, I don't want to be a person that comes in taking. Because when I meet people, we become friends. Sorry, I don't even know how. Sorry, not sorry. I meet people, we become friends. We stay in touch. So I just thought, if I come in, I don't want to be one to stand in this line getting free pictures. I don't have no cash. Everything I'm doing is on my credit card. So I don't have no cash, but I do have this $5. Okay, so I'm like, I want to get a good angle. And the way he's looking at these pictures is looking like, I know you didn't just circle back here and make me extend this meet and greet for another 2 minutes for more pictures. Like, you're already done, ma'am. But yeah, I like the way he tells the story. It makes me sound mysterious, like a mysterious maven. Is that a word? Is maven a word? What does maven mean? But anyway, but yeah, I meant that. I wasn't not trying to get in the man's pants at all. I sincerely would love to have a friend like that. Would love to have a friend that's just authentic and caring and loving. You love the Lord. You're being authentic and real about what you got going on. Yeah, who doesn't want to be around that? Who doesn't want to be around that? But yeah. It's like, this internet is messy. It's messy because how did you just send me to this specific, like, it's on my TV. I'm not even signed into the TV. I'm not signed into the TV. It's not my personal YouTube. It's on a Roku that a neighbor just handed me. So how they, listen, sent me directly to that particular podcast episode is, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. But anyway. Yeah, that happened. Sorry, not sorry. Y'all go support his podcast. He's a funny dude. Y'all probably already knew him. I'm late to the party, apparently, maybe. But the podcast is new. It's just a couple months old. Y'all go support him. He's trying to get to 50K by the end of the year, and I believe he can do that if we just keep sharing his message. So My Cup is Full podcast with Sydney Castillo, and it is Sydney with an S, and Castillo has 2 L's. So you guys go check him out and go support. He's really, really funny. He's really relatable. He's here from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. Same thing, almost. Dallas-Fort Worth area. Y'all go and support him. Y'all have a great post-election night. This has been really fun. It kind of gave me a little pick-me-up. I've been doing great this week, so this was like cherry on top.